Amateur radio operators from around Wichita and surrounding communities poured into the Pawnee Prairie Nature Center like bees in a hive for the ARRL Field Day 2016. The event was all about Elmers and emergency communications. The challenges of operating in the field presented much opportunity for teaching and for learning. Sponsoring the Wichita Amateur Radio Field Day was a first for the Wichita Amateur Radio Club. The job had always been done by the Bears, or the Boeing Employees Amateur Radio Club. This means it was a first also for Field Day Chairman David Rayson, KD0BGH. How did he get the job?
To me, it's an important event, and with that, I had an organization that went with me. I'm president of the Wichita Amateur Radio Club, and with that came up and I said, I will do this. And I said, go ahead.
For David, Field Day presented an opportunity to Elmer.
We've got a few of us that's done, several years of this, but in this group this year, we've got a whole bunch of people that have done it maybe one time, and some that have not done it before. And so we've got a lot of people that step forward and doing things that it's their first time.
And what did these newbies expect? Elizabeth, K0LME, is the club secretary, but it's also her first year as a ham.
From the operating standpoint, I look forward to just being able to play on the radio and get more experience and practice, and to have fun in the process with others that have done it for years.
And what did the sophomores expect? Gary Thompson, K0BQB, was participating in his second field day.
I built a Go box. I love the remote operation. So I built a Go box, and I'll be working phone on it with my buddy pole.
Gary's buddy pole was easy to assemble, but what did he think about the 40-foot portable mast supporting the club's main antennas?
Well, this is my second year doing it, and that is a challenge. It takes a lot of people to do it, and you have to get all of the guidelines. There's there's a dozen guidelines, and they have to be just right before you put it up, or you end up toppling the 40-foot mast.
And what did his Elmer John, N0UBQ, think about that operation?
Trying to put up a 40-foot military mast kit that has seen better days, and it's kind of wobbly and bent in a few places and kind of goes up like a snake, and trying to get enough people out there to help put it up. I kind of said that kit was designed for 19-year-old soldiers, not Elmers as it was. But we got it up, and it'll definitely last through this field day.
Yet after the antennas are assembled, there's even more to learn.
Well, it's always a good opportunity to show, the gist of field day, setting up a station from scratch out in the field. We put up antennas today, and we're dealing with all the issues of that and the feed line into the building. And tomorrow we're going to be showing several newbies that how to set up the station in here, what we need to do for the grounding, and in this case, the logging for multiple stations and operations.
To help make it all happen, Club Vice President Jared, KD0MAC, served as a one-man IT department.
For field day, I played a part with getting everything lined up for the network so we can have everyone in on one logging system so we can keep things all recorded in one place so things don't have to be combined later on, and this allows us to be able to view everything in one snapshot in one place on a map, so we know what all states we've contacted and which ones we haven't, and we can also look at the scorecard to where we can see the different sections we've gotten to.
In the meantime, some of the newbies also came prepared to teach. Here's Wayne, KD0WAT.
I'm a new ham. I plan on setting up an antenna tomorrow all by myself. I'm going to do a triangulation from the center point using an expandable mast, and I'm going to have 3 guy lines holding it at about 16 feet above the ground. And I'm going to start out at the center point and measure out to one of the guy line stakes, and then I'm going to triangulate from there to the next location. And I should be able to set this thing up without any help from anybody.
Wayne also plans to operate off of solar power.
Well, this is my first field day, so this is going to be an interesting setup. I plan on using an 817 radio, and I plan on just doing a demonstration of what the 817 can do. Hopefully we can make some calls. I don't know if we'll make any. It'll be interesting with just 5 watts of power.
Field Day Chairman David thinks the club just might be able to operate as Class 6A this year.
We have the potential of 5 stations right now being on the air, and also a possible 6th one. They're going to do some solar education for answer questions about solar, and they'll set up a radio station on solar for a while. And if we get enough contacts they do, we'll be counting that also.
And what modes do they plan to use?
We'll be doing phone, CW, and digital in 20 meters, 40 meters, predominantly. We might go to 80 at some time in the evening, and we're set up to do that. We can also, I think we might even do down to 10 or 15 meters. That hasn't been locked in yet. I let my operators say what they want to do.
By Saturday afternoon, when the clock struck 1 o'clock Central Daylight Time, operate they did.
A5 DDX Whiskey 0 November. Please copy our 6 Alpha Kansas, 6 Alpha Kilowatt Sierra.
Whiskey 0 November, Whiskey 0 November.
I copy 3 Foxtrot North Texas, QSL.
Whiskey 0 November.
Go. Whiskey 0 November, Whiskey 0 November.
Roger, thank you. Into Mike.
CQ, CQ, CQ. Whiskey 0 November Field Days.
November 4, Uniform Hotel Zulu. 1 Delta, Southern New Jersey.
QSL, I copy 3 Alpha Michigan, 73.
One of the most important tasks at Field Day often goes unnoticed, but the ARRL recognizes the importance of public outreach and gives bonus points to clubs who carry out this important mission. The job for the Wichita Amateur Radio Club went to Joe, K0KFH.
Well, one of the things that sets Field Day apart from most other amateur radio activities is its public outreach. It's an opportunity for us to tell the story of what ham radio is and why it's important to a community. So the PR purpose is to invite the public, to have a proclamation from the City Council, to try to get the public to come out and see the things that ham radio operators do so that they understand how we're ready to respond in an emergency.
So just how successful was the public outreach for Field Day 2016?
We have really been fortunate this year. We got a proclamation last week from the Wichita City Council recognizing this as Amateur Radio Week in Wichita, Kansas. And we got one of the council members, Councilmember Janet Miller from District 6, to come out and tour our Field Day installation today, which of course gets us some bonus points in the scoring.
This is my first tour for the Wichita Amateur Radio Field Day, and it has been really interesting to come out to the park this year and to see all of the equipment, to see the individuals who are involved in this activity, and to learn about the different technologies they use to contact people not only here in the United States but around the world. It was a lot of fun to hear about how they use this technology for different kinds of local events, which are helpful to the events.
For the Wichita Amateur Radio Club, President and Field Day Chairman David Rayson summed up Field Day 2016.
If we don't practice setting up stations like this, when disaster happens, we won't be able to.